Up everyone, this is Eddie from Rugby Fish Bloke Studios here, and I'm here for the first time in a while with my good mate George Frame.
G'day guys.
We go way back, and we last crossed paths in maybe a little over 3 years ago now.
Be 2022, wouldn't
it?
it?
Yeah, must be 2022 by now, wouldn't it? Yeah, because we have gone our separate ways for a number of years, which is why you haven't seen, let alone any of new content from us that's been produced. But we're here chilling at St Clair Beach. We've just snacked on some awesome carpety ice cream bars. Of course, I've had the white chocolate and raspberry.
I had the affogato. It was pretty good, wasn't it?
Well, well, both of them are considered delicious, and I am gonna get George to give us a rundown on the new Otago and Southland game, a preview for that, which is due tomorrow, to be played tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, so we're gonna pass it over to him right now.
Cheers, Eddie. Yeah, so it's a pretty big day tomorrow, Stag Day, Southland call it. And Eddie, I just want to tell you and your viewers that I'm a bit one-eyed in this situation because I'm married to a girl from Southland. So actually I've thrown in my lot with the Stags the last couple of years, and it can be a little bit painful supporting the Stags, Eddie, because they might lose more games than what they win, but what they do show is a lot of this, a lot of ticker, a lot of heart. So Stag Day, they reckon they might get about 10,000 people to the game down in Invercargill, Eddie. So I'm here with you today, and then I'll be driving down with my wife's family, and I've just got my new Stags kit, not wearing it now, but it's in the post. Right. Just arrived apparently, and it'll be a big game. I mean, Otago, Eddie, they've had the All Black number 8, is it Leo Willie? Be released, and he's going to be playing for them. And it was quite disappointing because Stags, we had Ethan de Groot, they call him Grooter, great prop, good scrummaging forward. He wasn't released, but also Sevu Reece, another All Black for Southland. He had a limited playing time for the All Blacks in their last series against France, but they didn't release him either. So we're just going to have to bring some big Southland heart to the game and really muscle up in the forwards, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree on that there, George. But I was also going to explain, we've got a few past and present Otago faces taking the field this weekend, with the likes of James Arscott's good mates, Sean Withy and Cam Miller. And how do you reckon that'll play out?
Yeah, well, with Otago and Southland, there's always the odd guy jumping the fence into the other province. Good example of that this year is Charlie Powell. He's a really quick winger from the UK, Eddie. So he came over and played for Southland last year, and by all accounts he had a really good season, but the Stags are a bit squeezed with their contracts, so they didn't offer him a contract again this year. So Otago saw that opportunity and snapped him up, so he'll be a good player to watch out tomorrow. I mean, going back to the Stags, who would I say to watch out for? Definitely Sean Withy. He's just an operator, Eddie, at this level, NPC level. He's head and shoulders, the leader of the Southland team. But then the number 8, Samisi Tupai Tolua, he had a fantastic year for the Moana Pacifica, and I really feel he's gonna make some pretty big moves this NPC season.
Yeah, well, I guess there's a bit of a big loss here for Otago, I guess, which was kind of affecting them. I guess not that much.
Who's that, Eddie?
And I guess that'll probably impact a lot of the long-time fans of the team here. But that apparently is Green Island Grizzlies halfback James Arscott, aka Whiskey, one of my good mates, and he's also gone to join his former teammate, one of my other good mates, Kemara Hauiti Patapata, also known as Kem, who spent last year's NPC season with Auckland before he made a couple caps this year for the Māori All Blacks.
Okay.
A team which was also represented by his very, very good mate, the late, great, spectacular Connor Garden Bishop. Also a massive loss to the rugby community, but of course Kemi has shared about 6 seasons for the Lions, most recently in 2022.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, 2023 with Connor Garden Bishop, which has been quite surreal and definitely moments to cherish forever.
So Eddie, we come back to the game itself tomorrow, Otago Southland.
Yep.
Now I'm not a gambling man. I don't want to promote gambling on your channel by any means, but we might have to wager the next ice cream on the outcome of the match, eh?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's a great idea, you know.
So who will you back tomorrow, Eddie?
I humbly think Otago.
Okay, you're picking Otago. You reckon Otago 1 to 12 or 13 plus?
Well, 13 plus, I'd imagine, yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, Eddie. You serious?
No, I
13
think
plus
I
in
think-
front of 10,000 Southlanders.
I think rather
I'm glad you put that humbly in before
rather
you
10,
said
rather 10, I reckon, yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't let me pressure
10
you.
is definitely a lot lower than what I would have expected, yeah.
Okay, well, you'll go 13 plus Otago.
Yeah.
Now, Eddie, my prediction would be this, Eddie. Obviously, I want Southland to get the win. I'm not going to lie to you. But whatever the result will be, I reckon it will be tight. So if I'm picking Southland, I'd go Southland 1 to 12, with it being a real ding-dong arm wrestle type affair. I think whoever wins it up front could really make the difference. So I think one thing, Eddie, we need to talk about is scrum time.
Yeah.
So Southland has got an extremely strong starting front row. You got Morgie Mitchell. They also call him Mr. Man. He's at prop. You got Jack Sexton, good upcoming prop, and then you've got the boy Jack Taylor. Shouldn't call him a boy because he's a Super Rugby player. And at hooker, they're really going to dominate at scrum time, which will get Southland going. But their reserve front row, when they come on in the 50 or 60 minute mark, that will be the real test to see if Southland can keep control of that set piece. So I think that will be a really important part of the game, Eddie.
Yeah, no, I think that will be such an important part, you know, and especially within the backline, you know, got some great seasoned players and definitely some vibrant young ones in there, like my good mate Michael Manson from the Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah, no, he's quick, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he used to be a competitive sprinter.
Yeah, no, he did.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
In his days at, I guess, Otago Boys.
Now, Eddie, just a bit of intel. Sam Gilbert, he's captaining Otago Mana on Saturday, tomorrow. Is he going to be going overseas at the end of the season, is he?
Yeah, well, being a fellow Grizzly, it's going to be a great opportunity for him to reunite with his former teammate Sean Jensen, who's over there.
Who's he signed with?
He's signed with Connacht, I believe.
Oh, okay, that's a good, strong Irish team, isn't it?
And
Hey, Eddie, I hate to interrupt our video, but there's a guy smoking in his car next to us. Now, play it cool, Eddie. Don't chuck the camera on him. But do you want to tell our audience what our view on smoking is?
Well, we think we think smoking is one of the worst options to insert toxins to your body, especially if it's a young one, because
I think that's you summed it up pretty well, Eddie. And I'd say this, Eddie, if you're a current smoker, there's lots of good options out there, lots of good supports for people to quit smoking. But also, if you're a younger person and you're wanting to fit in, and you're wanting to be cool, just be yourself. You don't have to chug on some darts, chug on some ciggies to look cool. Just be yourself, eh?
And you don't even have to vape to look cool, to be honest. Because that is quite a...
That's kind of been a big replacement for the young people, isn't it? Instead of smoking. Yeah.
But yes, it's kind of been an uphill struggle for a lot of young people having to go through some of the effects of it, particularly what's known now as popcorn lung.
Yeah, no, we don't want that at all, Eddie. So that's probably a bit of a health message from the team today. But going back to rugby, Eddie. So the NPC, it kicked off last night on Thursday, and we had Auckland play Waikato mana. Now, it was a last-minute win for Waikato. And Eddie, do you know who scored the winning try and who kicked the winning conversion?
Well, Lima Sopoanga, formerly of Landers mana fame.
Yes, yeah, so he scored the try.
Former All Black.
And who kicked the winning conversion?
And former Southland Stag and Wellington Lion as well. But the winning conversion was kicked by former Hurricane, former Chief, former All Black, former Manawatu Turbo, the great Aaron Cruden.
And Eddie, this is one of the beautiful things about NPC rugby is you get a whole range of players. You get guys, you get builders that work Monday to Friday, they're on the tools, they're playing club rugby and they get selected for their provinces.
Yeah.
You get the odd All Black that gets, released to play, which is good. You get a whole level of high quality super rugby players in the mix too. But then you get a lot of these old heads coming back. So Sopoanga, he's 34. I hate to say it, but that's my age. And then you got Aaron Cruden. I think he must be around 36, 37. So it's good that, you got these guys that have been at the highest of levels. Both of these guys, All Blacks, they've gotten their big contracts overseas. But they've come back and they're playing for the love of the game. And they're actually able to, mentor and kind of support the younger players coming through the system too.
And I think that's a great idea, because there is plenty of younger players coming in, and a lot of them are starting to reach their prime. And one of them, to name one of the brightest younger players to ever wear the All Blacks jersey, most recently has been Wellington Lions and Hurricanes fullback, wing, or more, in this case utility back, the great Ruben Love, who I'd had the pleasure of meeting at a Landers versus Canes game at the stadium during the post-match, where I just snapped up a photo with him. And so it wasn't much of an interview, to be honest, but I think he is a spectacular asset to the team and so valuable. To have him and Duplessis, Karifi starting off their careers as Lions, and then progressing into representing the All Blacks Sevens, I guess.
Now, Eddie,
All Blacks 15, and also the Hurricanes has been a wild ride, eh?
Yeah, and let's just go back to Duplessis Karifi for a second. That guy has got one of the biggest tickers in New Zealand rugby. And you know what's awesome about his story, Eddie, is that he's been knocking on the door like this. He's been knocking on the door of the All Blacks team for the last, 4 or 5 years. He hasn't given up. He got turned down a few times, didn't get picked, but he kept showing up at, Super Rugby and NPC level, and he's finally got a shot this year with the All Blacks, with him getting the start, actually, in the third test match against France.
Yeah. And how about his long-time Wellington teammate, Ke Marahoiti Parapara, being picked for the Māori All Blacks this year? How much of an impact has that made on the team, having a former Wellingtonian?
Yeah, well, I'm a bit one-eyed, Eddie, because
the black jersey.
Obviously, we said before, throwing in my lot with Southland for the NPC the last few years. But I live in Wellington at the moment, so I always watch, keep an eye on the Wellington boys. Got to a few Hurricanes games this year, but also, funnily enough, Southland and Wellington are playing each other in the Jerry Collins Stadium in Porirua next month in September. So I'll get along that. So, it's two birds, one stone, being able to, get in behind the Staggies, but also watch a few of the local Wellington boys rip it up too. But, Eddie, we've gotten about 16, 17 minutes into the video, and we haven't even talked about, the awesome story of Tamosi, Tavatavanawa, also known as Jim the Difference. Co-captain of the Highlanders, and also, picked for the All Blacks this year.
Yep.
Yeah, now you've been a, massive Highlanders fan. It must have been really big for you seeing Jim get picked.
Well, absolutely. Jim's always shown a lot of character and perseverance on the field, and he's broken so many defences in Super Rugby for the Landers, and of course NPC for the Marco. And so it's been such an honour to be able to see him grace the black jersey, because
just
it's definitely a massive achievement.
Just a little bit of a tidbit on the side as well, just about Tamosi's story. His father actually passed away a couple years ago, and they interviewed him when he got picked for the All Blacks, and he actually made mention, that he promised his father, who sadly passed away, that he would make the All Blacks. So when he ran out for the first game and they were singing the national anthem, there was actually this, one tear just rolling down his cheek. What a proud moment for him, not for his, not just for himself, but for his family, that, that promise that he made to his father, he was able to fulfill that.
Yeah, very proud. And of course, the same thing happened not long ago with, James Arscott and his father having passed away before the dawn of his NPC career. So
I never knew that.
I think while he was in year 13 at Otago Boys after his transfer from Roncalli College in Timaru. So that, of course, was a profound impact on him, his older sister and his family. In particular, his mother, because they both seemed like an exceptionally close-knit family, and I've seen actually so many photos of them spread through James's Instagram, and of course a lot of them were of the whole family, the four of them being tight-knit.
Oh, okay.
And,
yes.
Also, Michael Ascot, his father, was a representative for the Celtic club, which he'd joined. James had joined since he was 4 years old. So that definitely is what started his inspiration there for rugby.
Yeah, that's very interesting, isn't it?
And to become a professional player, like I guess to become a Highlander was always his dream. And maybe even grace the black jersey one day and join the likes of Duplessis, Karifi, Ruben Love, and the Dutchman Fabian Holland.
Ah, the Flying Dutchman. That's a good story too.
Yeah.
So Eddie, we shared some good news stories about young guys making their dreams come true. What would you say, Eddie, to a young fella these days that's trying to make his mark on the game, and trying to make it for high honours? If they're trying to get to NPC or Super Rugby or eventually become an All Black, what's one thing that you'd encourage a young player to do?
Well, I believe if you can dream it, you can do it. So if you keep dreaming about it, talking about it with your mates or family, and just really fantasizing it by just maybe even drawing it yourself in an All Blacks jersey, or just putting in an All Blacks jersey and playing with a rugby ball in front of the mirror and just posing while like you're posing for the camera.
Yeah.
Then
So
I guess that's definitely
you're quite big into
make that dream come true.
You're quite big into visualising.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Visualization is one of my strengths because I grew up actually never being able to play in an able-bodied rugby team, so I guess that took a huge emotional toll on me for a lot of my teen years.
Oh, you would have had a lot of grief from not being able to play fully able-bodied rugby.
Yeah. No, it came in waves kind of because I was just told by my mum that I needed to be able to run unaided and have good strength unaided to actually be in an able-bodied rugby team,
I think it was quite out of that pain that you suffered, Eddie. I think that's where you and I, that's where our friendship, really came out of, because we loved just catching up and kicking the footy ball round, practicing a few moves. You even used to tackle me from time to time, smash me over. That was always good stuff. And you can see some of those older videos. Oh, they must be about 6 or 7 years old now, Eddie. They'll still be up on the YouTube channel, will they?
Yeah, no, they are. Well, you can view them whenever you like. They're not going anywhere. That's the key.
Yeah, no, that's good. So Eddie, we'll probably finish. We'll finish up now. Any last thoughts or words you want to share with your followers, mate?
Well, I think you guys have. It's been an incredible ride over these past 6 or 7 years, or maybe even 10, because that's when the company Rugby Superflight Studios was incepted. The essential, the official inception date was actually the 10th of November 2015, so it's been a wild ride since then. I've created a lot of informative videos and
a lot of content you've put out there, Eddie.
Yeah, and a lot of subscribers being gained, and some of them being a few of my best mates.
Yeah, and it's been a little bit of a hiatus for you in terms of putting out content. But once this video is uploaded, what are your plans in the future? Will you start getting a few more videos up to YouTube? Yeah,
I definitely think so. Yeah, just when my creative levels boost up a little bit, and I have a new training buddy to come across. Last year I had a young zoology student named Anadu Walker, who was he was very much a great person to work alongside, and then definitely had the know-how when it came to place kicking. And there's a few videos of me
always a passion of yours, Eddie.
It was always a place kicking.
Yeah.
Always a great passion, and to kick it off the tee was definitely a dream of mine. So, yeah, I'm glad that I can keep achieving that while I'm still in my prime and still young. So yeah.
And as we close now, Eddie,
We're gonna
as Artie Savia always puts it in his interviews, it wouldn't be right if we didn't acknowledge our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ. So faith or wairua, as people say, is a really important theme for some people. So if you're a professing Christian, or you follow another faith or another religion, it's always good to push into that higher power, guys. So keep believing, keep up the faith, and do what you need to do to keep yourself healthy.
Well, wise words, and especially ever since I started training at Skyfit 24 in Dunedin, when it was Sky Fitness, a little over 10 years ago now, in late 2014, so about 3 years before we met. It's been a wild ride since then, because I've learned a lot from the 3 personal trainers I've had, and I've also made a lot of other mates.
You still train with Shane from time to time, Eddie?
No, actually Shane has moved to Milton to take up a role as a self-employed tattooist.
Shane was an absolute legend, eh?
Yeah, of course, with his charity work that he's done for so many Dunedinites.
Excuse the French, mate, but he was a real good bugger, wasn't he?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, salt of the earth Kiwi. So if you hear this, Shane, mate, I probably haven't bumped into you 6 or 7 years. Hope you and the family are well. For sure. Now, Eddie, it's been a wee while
since we've gotten together and sung for one of the true Landers legends, who's now working as a carpenter and playing club rugby for Harbour Hawks down here. And so
who else is that Waisaki Naholo, Eddie? Now, what was the chant we used to do? Should we give it? We
should give it a shot, eh, for the fans. This is the original Waisaki Naholo chant, sung to the tune of Seven Nation Army, originally performed by the band The White Stripes. So appreciate here. Excuse my music knowledge here for a lot of you guys that aren't into music, but of course, I'm always been a music fan, and I grew up around a lot of it. But we're going to get into this chant right now, signing off, me and George Frame. We're going to give Waisaki Naholo a shot in 3, 2, 1. Waisaki Naholo, 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 Waisaki Naholo.
So, farewell, guys.
Farewell. Thank you guys so much for watching and taking part. Remember, we are on YouTube and a few old clips for guys, for any of you guys just newly tuning in. But this is me and George Frame signing out for the first time in a while.
Go the
First time in a number of years. Go the Stags tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you picked Otago, Eddie.
I was kidding, mate.
Hey, Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie, one last thing, mate. Antlers up.
And Dago!
All right,
Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.